A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV. Time for the agenda. And as every Wednesday, we have conversations regarding the cooperative movement. And today in particular, let us explore how education and partnerships are shaping the future of cooperatives in Uganda. 0709-602592 is the WhatsApp number that you should engage and be a part of the conversation. Now in studio with me is Miss Justine Khainza, who is the head of partnerships at the Uganda Cooperative Alliance, alongside Mr. Alex Oriokot, who is the principal Uganda Cooperative College Tororo. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Good morning, and thank you so much for being on the show. Good morning, Mr. Oriokot.
Yes, good morning, Julie.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you too.
Right.
I'm actually delighted to be here this morning sharing on cooperatives, because that is where our passion is. And whatever we do, we focus on cooperatives.
Passion is very pertinent. Ms. Justine, always a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Julie. Good morning, dear viewers. As Uganda Cooperative Alliance, we are indeed happy and we are grateful to UBC for offering us this platform to talk to cooperators across the country.
Right, thank you very much. And given that we're talking matters education, we shall start with Mr. Alex Oriokot, who is the principal Uganda Cooperative College Tororo. What does harnessing cooperative education mean in the Ugandan context?
Yeah, thank you so much, Julie, for this opportunity. And incidentally, we are focusing on harnessing the cooperative education and growth for sustainability, which is key for our country, Uganda. First of all, I'm Oriokot Alex Tukei, the principal Uganda Cooperative College Tororo. I want to send my regards to all the listeners out there who are right now tuned to us, and I know they will be able to get a benefit of this discussion tonight. Right. When we are talking about cooperative education, how we can harness the cooperative education, it is quite broader, but I think I will be able to break it down into about 4 or 5 key issues. Number one is for us to understand what cooperative education is. And when we are talking about cooperative education, we are actually looking at imparting knowledge, skills, and values that empower individuals. Empowering individuals, institutions, and communities to operate effectively within the cooperative enterprise. That's what cooperative education focuses on. There are 3 key aspects that I've mentioned here. One is knowledge. 2, we are looking at skills. And then 3, we're looking at values. When we are talking about knowledge, just like in education, we need to be able to impart or get people informed what cooperatives are, how do they operate, what makes them unique from other business entities, and also what makes them a reliable source or model that can drive development in the country. So once you get to understand and get this knowledge, then you can now be able to put this knowledge into action. That is where you need the skills. Now with these skills, basically we are looking at the ability to apply the knowledge that you have got in order to realize what you are hoping for. Of course, these values, these skills, you can be able to utilize the God-given talents, use your physique, the hands, the mind, your legs to move, and so on. There are different parts of our bodies that can be able to help us, coupled with the knowledge that you have already got. Then 3, we are looking at the values. It is only in cooperatives that there are key values that we cherish as cooperators. And those values are the driving force behind what makes a cooperative more unique than any other kind of business. Like we find that in cooperatives, we focus on a value like of, say for example, self-help, that in cooperatives, that is where we could be able to help one another and also help yourself. You don't wait for somebody else from outside who should be able to come and give you support, but you should be able to start by yourself. That's why you find that majority of them come together, where there's a challenge which is common to both, then they can pull in resources and confront the challenge together. Two, you look at democracy. It is in cooperatives that's where we can be able to learn democracy. Where you find that it is in the cooperatives, that's why we focus on democratic member control. That is one of the first principles in the cooperative movement, which is internationally recognized. You find that one use in cooperation in cooperatives and many other aspects. Now, addressing this, we look at the challenges that need to be addressed in order to make sure that the cooperative education becomes sustainable and can drive what? Drive the change that we're talking about.
Now, we shall get to the challenges just a little later. You are watching UBC TV, and as every Wednesday, we do have conversations that are related to the cooperative movement in Uganda. Now, what Mr. Alex Oriokot has just done is to paint an overview and a larger perspective of what harnessing cooperative education for growth and sustainability means. And in just a bit, we'll be looking at the challenges, but I want to come over to you, Miss Justine. And by the way, 0709602592 is the WhatsApp number that you should engage and be a part of the conversation. Coming to you, Miss Justine, in line with partnerships, which is your docket, how do you see cooperative education contributing to the sustainability of the cooperative movement in Uganda?
Thank you so much, Julie. As Uganda Cooperative Alliance, we celebrate this milestone. If we are to get back to history, from 1913, when we had the first cooperative society in Uganda, Chinakulia, we did not have a formal institution. I think it was until the late 1940s that we saw the East African community come together, and the cooperative officers then, because the colonial government required that we should have cooperative officers who are skilled. So they came up with an idea. They proposed that they should budget for a college. At least we should have a college in the East African, which unites all the East African countries. That time it was Uganda, Tanganyika, and Kenya. So I think that helped us in the 1952. That's when we saw now that first college established in Kenya. And that was like the starting point of form, because formerly we were just having the commercial officers train maybe at the Gombololas, school premises during holidays, in the garages. So that was a period that we saw now cooperative education taking root. And it's a big milestone to us. Later on, of course, in Uganda, Bukalasa came in Samizi, Chigumba Cooperative College, now we have Tororo, and we are advancing. We are pushing towards having even cooperative degrees in cooperatives. Personally, I studied in Deja University, a degree in cooperatives and agribusiness management. But we want to see, it's our prayer that we uplift our traditional colleges like Chigumba, like Tororo. Actually, we have an MOU with MUBS, Makerere Business School, and the University of Mosh. They also want to take it up. But it's very well to have Makerere Business School offer degrees and master's program, but also have our traditional institutions like Tororo and Chigumba also uplifted, like want them to offer the same degree courses from not only diploma and certificates. So as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, cooperative education, yes, is principle number 5, as my bishop, in college we call them, when I was in Chigumba, we call them bishops, because they are the custodians of knowledge and they guide us through. So Mr. Tukei, yes. When principle number 5, he talked about it, education, training and information. This is because the framers at that time knew that we needed to have empowered people. And that's why as Uganda Cooperative, we are partnering with institutions such as Tororo, Chigumba, and MUBS, Uganda Makerere Business School, of course, shall also approach Indeje, because we want Ugandans from wherever you are to access cooperative education. We want our commercial officers. Actually, the law talks about cooperative officers. That means in the training, but currently we have commercial officers who are taking up the role of cooperative officers in the districts, which is okay. But now we are saying, how do we help the commercial officers? How do we partner with these education institutions? How do we partner with them to help train, to give knowledge and skills to the commercial officers in different parts of the country, so that even when we are reaching out to the cooperators, they really know what, because this is a unique, it's a unique enterprise, as Mr. Tukei has said. It's the principles, we have our own principles globally, we have our own values, so we want even that partnership with education institutions, with even government. We want to see people given, offered government sponsorship to partake courses in cooperative education on government sponsorship. So this principle of education, even the law, when you look section 54, it talks about the education fund. So it said we are required as cooperators to submit 1% of the cooperative, the surplus to that fund to cater for cooperative education with a registrar. So the registrar's office is required to offer also cooperative education. But even when it gets back to the next, the other one was 54, I think section 55 of the Cooperative Societies Act, yeah. Yes, cooperative member education. It stresses that member cooperatives should also offer training to its members. Actually, we are required to set aside 5% of each cooperative's budget to cooperative education among the cooperators, among the members. And actually, I saw that act, it says that ideally we should be even submitting returns to the registrar's office of maybe how many trainings we've had, what were the areas of specialization. So as cooperators in the country, as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, one of our key mandates, of course, is capacity building. We also conduct programs at regional level, but we cannot do it alone. So that's why we are tapping onto the partnership arm. We are partnering with even we have Agritela, yes, which is also one of the partners that supports education and community mobilization. The institution, the cooperative colleges, they are being brought on board. We are calling upon the cooperative leaders in our different communities, especially the ones who are around the colleges. Please, let's have our board members, let's have the management, let's have the supervisory board attend these. We are going to design, we want to partner with the colleges to design short-term courses, so that maybe in a month or two. Personally, I attended one in Chigumba, and it enhanced my knowledge in cooperative education. So we want partners on board to have this knowledge disseminated to our cooperators. This will help us in so many ways. One, we want them to appreciate the model, fine, that is one of the benefits. But second, we also realize that there are gaps in governance in some of the cooperatives. So it's until someone appreciates the cooperative principles and the values that they will know how this model runs, that they will know that we are here to, in the cooperative sector, we aggregate, and we believe it also improves when there's cooperative education. We shall see our members even aggregating more, knowing how it's done. We shall see the markets expand and grow, because we shall be moving according to the principle, according to the guidelines of the cooperatives. And for us, we aim at member empowerment. We want our members empowered. We want to see that their incomes are improved using this model. So as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, it's our key mandate, and we thank you, BC, so much, because when you give us such a platform, you're also our partner in this. You're giving us a platform to reach out to the cooperators and tell them that, look, it's not just about waiting for the year to end, you hold the AGM, maybe some transport refund, but in the course of the year, how have you reached out to the cooperators? How are you telling them about the available market spaces? How are we promoting value addition? UCA, we even carry out business-to-business meetings, because we want to link the cooperators to the persons who can help them in value addition. With cooperation wealth creation, you've been a key partner in this, especially in northern Uganda, where our cooperators are also offered given seeds. They are trained also, guided on how to carry out, how to conduct business through the cooperative model.
Right. Thank you very much. Ms. Justine Khainza is the head of partnerships at the Uganda Cooperative Alliance, and that means she has a lot of knowledge and authority to speak into that particular direction when it comes to the cooperative movement in Uganda. Mr. Tukei, let's look at the challenges, the biggest challenges facing cooperative education in Uganda.
Yeah, thank you so much once again, Julie, for this opportunity. And my colleague has already discussed and told us how the cooperative education is key when it comes to development. And in this country, you realize that cooperative education is still a little bit sluggish, because other countries that started with us together have moved. Like now we're talking about Kenya. Kenya already has a university. Tanzania has a university. They are now offering postgraduate qualifications. But for us in Uganda, we're still at a level where we started from. But that is now where we are focusing to see that we take the cooperative education to a different level altogether. But the key challenges that we are looking at is, one is the limited awareness and application of the cooperative principles and ethical values. That is key. Because these principles are universal, they're international. And once we live to this principle, once we live to these values, then we can see a different cooperative business model, different mindset within the people. Because if we sometimes people only understand or know the principles, but do not apply them. Some of them know the values, but do not apply them. So knowledge minus action is actually equal to zero. But we need people who can be able to apply the knowledge that we have already acquired, put it into practice. Once these values and principles apply, even corruption will be reduced in our country.
Right.
Government will not be so much struggling to fight corruption, because the individuals themselves would be able to fight the corruption we're talking about. Two, we are looking at the limited funding to the cooperative education. And you find that these institutions need to be able to reach out to the communities. But the funding for such activities are not quite adequate enough. Because, you know, community engagement is quite key when it comes to cooperative education. Because not everybody will go for formal education. That's why I find that when we're talking about cooperative education, it is just not about training. But it is about empowering people, individuals, members, to empowering them to talk about or to take advantage of the situations and be able to do their own growth and development. That's what cooperative education is. It goes beyond only training.
Right.
But it is empowerment of the individual or communities to be able to sustainably develop themselves. So once that is done, it comes easier. For people to develop. But of course, we say that this requires adequate funding so that we can be able to have something that everybody is involved in. 2 or 3 is there's also limited adoption of the modern technologies that can be able to support the movement. Today, we are talking about, at least you have heard Justine talking about business-to-business discussions, talking about e-commerce and so on, where you can be able to do business when you're even in your bedroom, but you're able to hook markets across the world. So use of technologies is quite still limited, and we need to be able to focus on. Last time when we were discussing with Justine, we were saying how can we be able to develop programs that can enhance the application of technology in cooperative business models. Then the other aspect is that there is also weak linkage between the cooperatives and higher institutions of learning. That is quite limited, because you find that initially when the cooperative colleges were established, the focus was not just training people who come directly from senior 6 or senior 4 and so on to go to the institution, but it was focused, it was established with the aim of training those who are already in the cooperative sector. And you will be seconded from the cooperative society, cooperative department, or a union, cooperative bank for that case, to be trained. So it acted as an in-house refresher training institution that was giving capacity to already existing cooperatives. All those that the cooperators want to nurture, like you have our children, we want them to take over. That's why I was talking of sustainability. The children should be able to take over when we exit, when we grow old. So the members are asked to second children who can be taken through the education in the cooperative colleges. But that's not happening today because of limited funding.
Right.
And so you find that there are so many cooperative societies out there grappling on their own. The money that they set aside, even that fund, is quite limited. Others even don't provide. But if the adequate funding was available, then we'll be able to, maybe every quarter, we can be able to have a number of cooperative leaders, cooperative members, managers, and so on that will be trained. Some 5 years ago, we had a program called Profira. Profira gave us support. It was a government program with the support from development partners. We had at least some adequate training of some SACCO managers, selected SACCO managers across the country. And we're taking them through SACCO management module that we developed at the college.
Right.
It is called SACCO and Microfinance Management course. So most of them attended that course. But of course now the challenge which we have there is that once these people were trained, the banks came and grabbed with them. Yes. Immediately after the training, the banks, because the banks now will be focusing on the people who are well trained, who can be able to interact with the communities and grow their businesses.
Right.
So they're quick to come and grab most of them, and now the cooperatives still remain unattended to.
Lacking, yes.
Yes, because if we had continuous education, then those kind of challenges will not be there. Because, and then also, because I talked of limited funding, then we also have the ambiguity in the laws. The laws that we have right now supporting cooperatives throughout the country, there are some, there's a lacuna somewhere where you find that regulations, the regulators are so many, so now the cooperators become confused. Who's supposed to regulate them? Where are they supposed to go when they have issues here and there? You are registered this way, the other one is managing you, the other one is supervising, this one is doing what, and so on. So you find that multiple regulations require multiple reporting. And they have different reporting formats and needs, which makes this quite very, very challenging. Then inadequate inclusion of cooperative education in basic education, like at lower level. Now we're talking about the new curriculum on secondary and say lower secondary, and now coming to upper secondary. But the inclusion of cooperative education is quite inadequate. That can be able to support and grow the young people to understand the importance of cooperatives. But because I want to interest you, Julie, is that when we look at the areas where cooperatives were deep-rooted, look at Bugisu, for example. Bugisu Cooperative Union did a very big job. And that's why I find that most of the infrastructure in Mbale are owned by the Bugisu Cooperative Union. Those beautiful, nice, strong buildings and so on were for cooperatives. If the cooperatives were allowed to thrive the way it used to be, I think these towns and cities would be more developed. And that's why I find that many countries that have developed have always used the cooperative business model for development. But if we now go ahead and include this into the curriculum, you realize that people now will grow knowing that this is what we're supposed to do.
Right. Good morning. I am Yapi Denish, a dentist here in Gulu. How can a person like me benefit from cooperatives? This is forwarded to you, Mr. Alex Oriokot.
Yeah, benefiting from cooperatives, is wider. First of all, we can start from your own locality. Because we believe now is that almost with the parish model, there is almost a cooperative every constituency. Every parish. Yes, there's a cooperative. So you need to be able to identify one and belong to a cooperative. That is the beginning point. Even if there is no cooperative, we can be able to mobilize people to form a cooperative. Because the cooperative is the easiest business model to start. You don't need huge sums of money that we need billions of shillings to start. No, we start with the mines because that is what is key. Then two is that Dennis Ongulu can be able to widen his knowledge on cooperative, and by enrolling onto some of our programs. And the advantage we have is that we have courses right from certificate, diploma. Now we are focusing on developing degree programs. So you can be able to benefit to enroll on those courses. And advantage is that at diploma level, we have both government and private sponsorship. Government sponsors at Uganda Cooperative College Tororo 160 students per year. That's a big number. That's a big number, yes. Yes, big number. 160. So you can be able to apply through the TVET. TVET is now our new law governing the college. We have the TVET Act of number 3 of 2025 that now governs. And when you need to join, you need to be able to apply through the TVET. You're taken through the interview and you'll be admitted on government. And when you miss government, there's also private sponsorship. And once you do that, it is 83 07 22 29. I repeat, 0783 07 22 29. That is my contact, and can be able to call. That number is 24/7. Right. But of course, there are some other things that we don't discuss in the night.
Definitely. So now on that note, allow us to take a short break. We're coming back with this conversation. We are looking at harnessing cooperative education for growth and sustainability through the cooperative vehicle that is here in Uganda. And in studio with me is Miss Justine Khainza, who is the head of partnerships at the Uganda Cooperative Alliance, and Mr. Alex Oriokot Tukei, who is the principal, Uganda Cooperative College, Tororo. 0709602592 is the WhatsApp number that you should save and engage to be a part of the show. We'll be right back in just a jiffy.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day, don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Ginshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Juko.
Yo.
Wachikuwa. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for watching UBC TV, always here to inspire you. We are having a conversation on the cooperative movement in Uganda, and that is how harnessing cooperative education for the growth and sustainability of Uganda's economy altogether. This is Good Morning Uganda, and my name is Julie F. Nantaba. Thank you so much for your questions that are coming through. We're getting into them in just a short while, but let's continue on with the conversation. We looked at an overview of what exactly it means to harness cooperative education for growth and sustainability. We've looked at how partnerships are able to contribute, to be used to contribute to the education, sustaining education of cooperatives in Uganda. And we've also looked at the challenges and some of your questions that came through. We'll be digging into them in just a little while, but let's kick this off with Justine. And Justine, really still staying, of course, with partnerships. Yes. How do partnerships, now looking at both local and international partnerships, how best can they be utilized to strengthen the cooperative education movement in Uganda?
Yes, the partnerships, yes, one area I would interest them in is research into our cooperatives. Through research, we shall be able to identify the gaps, because when we identify the gaps, that gives us direction on the areas, possible areas of training. Today, the world is evolving. We would love to work with partners in the area of digitization, adoption to the new technologies. The cooperative movement needs to adapt to the new changes that are coming up. And great thanks to Wakandi. Wakandi is one of our partners who is doing this initiative of digitizing of cooperatives. And we had an interaction also with Pearl Bank, the former Post Bank. It's now Pearl Bank. There is an application, it's Wendy. Wendy is also one of these good initiatives that cooperatives should adopt. We need to move, Mr. Tukei talked about e-commerce. We should have people on board. And then, Julie, in the area of inclusion, we should have the marginalized groups like the women and the youth. Let's interest them. And it's good that Mr. Tukei says that in the past, of course, we would identify the people in service who are already working with cooperatives. But he was briefing us during the break that now you can apply through TVET, even from senior 6. So you can pick interest. Dear cooperators out there, you have young people. These people are quick to get into technology and adopt so that it can in turn help our cooperatives. So let's tap into the opportunities we have 160 vacancies which are offered for government in Tororo Cooperative College. So why can't we give career? We should offer career guidance to these persons. So the area of reaching out to the marginalized groups is also a good area of partnership if the partners are to come on board. Then in the area of financial literacy, yes, this is one area in which we need partnerships. We need our cooperators to appreciate this model. And why we need financial literacy, because when you talk about, yes, the different nature, we have the circles, cooperatives are diverse. Circles are financial, is the financial nature of cooperatives. But even in our other cooperatives, the different types, housing, whether energy, the workplaces, cooperatives, the formal, like the lawyers, you know, the medical workers, right. Those cooperatives, still they need financial literacy. That's why even government should take key, and I think that's one of the key pillars of the PDM, that the financial literacy. And this will help us to minimize these frauds, where they say these people are being cheated. One, if the members appreciate and understand the financial models and they understand how the cooperative is run, and also two, if the leadership, especially the board members, as you hold your AGMs, as do your training, let's also have board members who understand better how the finances move, because it will help in big role in oversight in these areas.
Right, thank you very much. And somebody comes through and says, Julie, thank you for hosting Alex, a very relevant personnel in the cooperative movement in this country. Alex, I am a product of Bukalasa and Chigumba Cooperative Wing and College, respectively. After my graduation, I embarked on training the potential and the cooperatives that existed then under Ukusku programs, like you know. We really moved far in Midwestern Uganda. My desire is government to revive the cooperative movement so that it can handle cooperatives other than depending on projects. This is Nyakahuma Charles from Fort Portal. And one that comes through for you, especially Justine, what initiative has Uganda Cooperative Alliance taken to revamp the old cooperative unions that seem to have gone out of function for years by not carrying out their work in regards to cooperative principles? Over to you, Justine.
Yes, thank you. As Uganda Cooperative Alliance, I did mention in the start that one of our key roles is capacity building, resource mobilization, partnerships. Actually, in our strategic plan, we are emphasizing strengthening partnerships. So as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, we thank government so much because we've been given a subvention. We get some money through the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. And in our work plan, those are some of the items we plan for the trainings. I talked about the business to business. This year we were in Gulu. We were having an engagement. We also had the training in Kabale. So we schedule these trainings in the different regions, of course, depending on the resources in that quarter. Then we can see where to reach out. So one area, dear members, is we do train, we do carry out capacity building. Secondly, we're also partnering with other institutions, especially which are cooperative related, now like Tororo Cooperative College, Makere University Business School, to help, because as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, we cannot do it alone. And great thanks to Ukusku, the Union of Circles, because they're also doing great work in that area. And so these are some of the initiatives that we are carrying on to reach out to the cooperatives. And we thank you, BC, also. You've been a great partner, because this is also one of the platforms we are reaching out. You know, this is how also the cooperators are getting, like, oh, look, Uganda Cooperative Alliance is still alive. It's really carrying out so many programs. So you have given us a platform. These programs we conduct, at least those who tune in, they have lessons that they take home and they get through our contact. But for more engagement, please, let's reach out. Then we're also encouraging, actually through the models, we also encourage writing of proposals, the factor methodologies. We want our cooperators to adapt that so that partners, like for us, like I said, we're working with Agritela. We're even having a farmer, it's a FORT project, Farm Organization for Rural Transformation in our communities. So through even partners, we are reaching out. So our regional coordinators are actually in the field, already in areas. Yesterday I saw on the platform in Bugishu, they are doing some good work in Manafa, in Fort Portal, in Busoga, all these other areas of the country. So dear cooperator, that's how we are trying to get into see that the space. And great thanks to government also for coming in, especially through the subvention, but also through supporting the MIOGAs and the PDMs to realize their goal.
Right, and now this next one, I think would be best answered by Mr. Tukei. Kimaleni Michael, watching you live from Bududa district. Which combination is one supposed to do at A level before joining a college, a cooperative college, or even a P7 leaver? Can a P7 leaver join? This is over to you, Mr. Tukei.
Oh, thank you so much, Kimalima Michael from Bududa.
Kimaleni
Michael from Bududa. That's quite a very good question. And when we are talking of joining the cooperative college, it is quite simple. We can join through when you have completed senior 4, or you have completed senior 6, or you have completed certificate, or even those with degrees can be able to join. Because the most important thing is for you to acquire the skill and the knowledge that's required for you to transform your society, transform yourself. Now, joining if you have completed senior 4, we have quite the least requirement for joining. You only need 5 passes at O level, and those passes should be able to include things like at least one of them should be mathematics, and English should be inclusive, so that you can be able to join to do a certificate course. And our certificate course runs for 2 years, and we have a certificate in cooperatives and business administration, certificate in cooperative records and information management, certificate in procurement and logistics management, a certificate in project planning and entrepreneurship development, and so on. So these are all key areas that we can be able to enroll on. Number 2, you can be able to join when you have completed senior 6. And senior 6, you only need 1 principal pass and 2 subsidiary passes in most of our courses. Now, depending on the course that you apply to, but the key subjects that are required most especially when it comes to the cooperative related courses is that you need to have done things like entrepreneurship, you would have done economics, you'd have done mathematics. Those are key subjects, although the other ones can supplement, but the essential subjects are those key 3. At least one of those should be within your combination to you to qualify for cooperative and business administration. But there are also other courses that cut across, like public administration, with the buyers in cooperatives. So that one, any combination you can be able to enroll in. We have also accounting and finance. Of course, that one requires maths, they require economics, they require entrepreneurship. We have the project planning, we have SACWA microfinance management, we have cooperative leadership and business management, we have agribusiness financing in cooperatives, and all those courses. So depending on which course that you're enrolling in, but the major key subjects that most cut across is maths, economics, entrepreneurship. They are very key.
And somebody here says, is there an electrical course for the benefit of them having the satisfaction of the answer, please?
Yeah, electrical course. Right now we are not offering electrical courses. We are basically in cooperatives and business. That's where we are. But of course, maybe the other aspect that I wanted us to point out is that how do you join the cooperative college? Initially, the requirement was that you could be able, if it is government sponsorship, you could be able to fill in job forms at A level, and now you go through the forms will go through the process, and you'll be selected when you meet the minimum requirements and the cut-off points. You will be selected directly. But since March 15th this year, we have the new law that came into force. That is the TVET Act, the TVET Act of 2025, Act number 3 of 2025, which requires that for you to join on the TVET institutions, you should be able to fill in the TVET forms and go through the interview. Now what happens, this now replaces the job that we used to have. And of course this information is limited with our people out there. And we find that this year, many of those who did not have the information missed out in these admissions. But we tried to reach out to a majority of them, and those who responded came in, they completed the application forms, they uploaded onto the admission portal of the ministry, and they were interviewed. We have 5 interview centers throughout the country that have been set by the ministry. One we have in Elgon Technical, we have Lira Technical, then we have Bushenyi, there is Nakawa here in Kampala, then there is the other side of Uchema. Those are the interview centers that we use this year. And so you can be able to go to the nearest interview center.
Right.
But when you apply, your application will be uploaded onto the system, the admission portal of the ministry. And you can be interviewed from any of the centers for the courses that you have applied. So once you go through the interview, then you'll be selected. What is the purpose of the interview? Sometimes people ask that, why are we going for interviews and so on. The interview is focused to get your readiness for the course. Because we realize that sometimes people fill the job forms, and by the time you admit the person, find that he has already joined another private university. Because the system does not capture those who have been admitted in private institutions. So you come for interview, then we check on your readiness to take the course.
Right.
Such that we know that Julie has been admitted and Julie is ready to do what? To do this course.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Tukei. Now, in the interest of time, let me ask these final 2 questions, which the both of you will use as your parting shots. Now, someone comes through and says, good morning, cooperators. What's the UCA plan for cooperative colleges on the fact of infrastructure, surely? And this is Achadu Susan, who is a fellow cooperator from Tororo. Justine, could you speak into that?
Thank you so much. The UCA plan, first of all, in our strategic plan, education, training, and information principle number 5 is a priority. And we are saying that, look, education is the way to go. It is the tool that we shall use to sustain our cooperatives. There's a Chinese proverb which says that when we give man fish, that we shall have healed their hunger maybe for a day. But if we teach you how to fish, we shall have fed you for eternity. So we are saying, as cooperators out there, cooperative education is the tool that we are going to use to sustain our cooperatives.
Right. And Mr. Tukei, this you should use as your parting shot as well. And this is Cherotich Isaac from Queen. I do really appreciate the discussion there. I have heard you talked about most regions in Uganda, but you haven't cited Sebei region as a whole, and yet we do a lot of farming and prices also are not favoring. What would you tell Cherotich?
Cherotich, thank you so much, Cherotich. You do farming and get a lot of agri products, like I know they have a lot of Irish and maize and so on. Getting onto the market these days is quite challenging, goes when you market individually. But I would always encourage that Cherotich with the community should be able to form an area cooperative enterprise, which will be able to help them market their produce. If they have a challenge of forming it, we can be available with the UCA to guide them on how to form an area cooperative enterprise that will be able to help them in the marketing.
Right.
But of course also as a way forward, generally in the cooperative movement, I would feel that for us to be sustainable and grow with the cooperative education, then it should be mainstreamed in the curriculum at all levels, strengthening partnerships with the government, cooperatives, academia, and development partners to drive cooperative education. Provide continuous education for cooperative leaders, members, and so on, and then embrace the digital platforms. Will be key for us. And Uganda Cooperative College Tororo and Kikuma is available together with the UCA to give you an insight onto the cooperatives and to drive the cooperative movement forward.
Right,
Thank
and
you so
for
much.
more information to reach out to Mr. Tukei if you want to join the education line of the cooperative movement, 0783072229. Be able to call him and engage him on a conversation. At that, this brings us to the end of the show. A major shout out to my father who's watching the show and following. Thank you so much, Dad, for being on and following. Up next is JMU Extra. Good morning.
Thank you.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort.